All right, so I'm in college and I take this class called Theater Appreciation. Basically, we just appreciate theater. In the class, it's some of the assignments are we have to go to some plays, watch them, and then like take some quizzes on them, and kind of just learn more about theater, what it's about. So on Thursday, just 2 days ago, we had a guest speaker come in, and he started teaching us about Shakespeare and like the early life of Shakespeare and like what he did and all the plays he wrote. And something he talked about that really got me thinking was the difference between a play and a movie. Plays are they're they're in the moment. They're they're done one time. There's one chance to make something happen. And a lot of times in plays, you can't really show everything. It's kind of like, for example, um, in a play about a war, there's a couple. I don't know much about plays, which is why I'm taking this class. But like, I think Othello has like some war, and there's like a huge army scene. Like in the movie Othello, I think there's this army scene where there's like a huge amount of people, right? But in a play, you can't get an army of 10,000 people on a stage. Because one, the stage is not big enough. Two, where are you getting 10,000 people to act in your play? So playwrights kind of have to, and Shakespeare had to use certain words and play on the audience's imagination. Now, if you take like movies nowadays, an army of 10,000 people can be made through CGI, right? It's just there and you see it. What he was trying to point out, this guest speaker, that there's so much more imagination from the audience side. As a viewer of a play or a movie, the reason that plays are so beautiful is because some things are left up to your own perception, whereas movies, everything is shown. Have you ever heard what's the word like they use in English class? Figurative language or like imagery, right? Plays kind of have that where they can't really show everything, but you kind of have to imagine, right? Maybe there's a dragon in the play. So then they have like this little prop dragon and it's clearly fake, but it's like it makes you feel that, you know? And plays really do a good job of like immersing you because the actors are right there in front of you on the stage. That feels real, right? Opposed to a movie. But why am I talking about this? It's imagination, and plays are kind of like the old school movies, right? We used to, plays used to be big, but now like movies is what people watch, right? No one says. I mean, maybe sometimes like let's people say let's go to Broadway. Like I'm going to Broadway, in 2 weeks for this class, to see a play. I'm seeing Beetlejuice. But generally, it's like I don't tell my friends, "Oh, let's go see a play. Let's go see Beetlejuice." I say, "Let's go watch." What's the last movie I watched was Superman. Right? Let's go watch Superman in the theater. We don't say let's go watch Beetlejuice on Broadway. It's just not a thing you say anymore. That kind of shows the difference in like timeline of like that's how life used to be and this is how it is now. I think we used to be a lot more imaginative. And one of the things this guest speaker brought up is imagination is fun. People love to imagine things because it adds a little flavor to what life already is. And something he brought up, which really got me thinking, is and why I'm making this video, is because when we were kids, we used to imagine all the time. We used to, you know, have you ever played Family, where like you and a bunch of kids, like when you're like, like 8, 9 years old, you pretend you're like some family, or like, and like you, like someone goes to work, someone's the mom, the dad, the kid, or like you're on the playground and you're playing Sandman, or the floor is lava, and you're pretending, like, oh, you can't touch the ground, or like the Sandman will catch you, or Marco Polo, fish out of water. It's like, or Cops and Robbers, where you pretend you're this, like this versus like cops versus robbers, and capture the flag, or you pretend you're like this kind of like these factions battling it out for like to get each other's flags and conquer each other. Or like, I grew up in a snowy area, and like it used to snow a lot where I grew up. It doesn't snow that much anymore, but one year we had like a crazy blizzard, and we built like these crazy snow forts, and we had like we had like factions, and we would like battle each other and have snow fights, and blanket forts. Have you ever made a blanket fort with like your siblings or cousins, or and all of those things are like, they're kind of stupid, they're kind of silly, but what made them fun was our imagination, that childlike wonder, and we kind of don't have that anymore, right? Children are generally more happy than adults, and I think that's the reason. I mean, they have that childlike wonder, they have that imagination. They don't see the world as it is, which, if adult did that, maybe it would be delusional, but at the same time, maybe it's good to be a little delusional. I mean, I'm not saying you should believe, oh, there's gonna be $1 million in my bank account today, so I'm manifesting that, and tomorrow it'll be $1 million in my bank account. Like, I'm not saying that, but like, we should give life a chance to be better than it is. And if it's not, then so what? We kind of move on. But, why can't we get back that childlike wonder of, I mean, I'm 19. Like, I'm not like an adult, but I'm not a kid anymore. And when it starts raining outside, I feel kind of like when when you come across a puddle when it's raining, and then you kind of just like awkwardly step over it. Man, why can't I just like jump over it like a little kid? Like, I feel awkward like jumping over it. I feel like I have to like step over it like a man. I have to step over it, like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, no, I just want to jump over it like a little kid. Or like collect leaves or rocks or something. I remember when I was a kid, and like before like we had phones, like we were like 9, 10 years old, and when you wanted to hang out with your friends, it wasn't like, let's link at 5 p.m. It wasn't like that. It was like, you go to their house, you have no idea if they're even home, you have no idea what they're doing, you have no idea if they're even free, and you just ask their mom usually like opens the door, and then you're like, oh, can he come out to play? And then it's like yes or no, and then you go out and you do some shit, like you start digging random assholes, and just doing whatever. So why am I making this video? It's kind of just like to remind you to not lose that childlike wonder, but also just like let you know, like, why not do like these small little things of like like, if you see a cool rock, bring it home. If you see a cool leaf, bring it home. If you see a puddle, jump over it. Because life is too short to not like appreciate a small thing, like some cool rock. I've seen some cool rocks, and I'm like, damn, that's a cool rock. But then I just keep walking. I'm like, whatever. But it's like I could have brought it home and like I'm not gonna do anything with the rock. I'm just gonna have it. But it's like, why not? You know what I'm saying? It adds a little flavor to your life that you wouldn't have otherwise, right? And think about it like this. There's like this. The mindset I try to live by is like I don't think thoughts that don't benefit me. So part of thoughts that don't benefit me is if thinking a certain way makes me unhappy, I'm not gonna think that way. So if thinking a certain way makes me happy, then I'm gonna keep thinking that way. And thinking kind of like a child makes me happy because it made me happy. It makes children happy all the time. So yeah, next time you're outside, you see a cool rock, make sure you pick it up, bring it home. Maybe give it a name. Maybe put some googly eyes on it and make your pet rock. But yeah, don't lose that childlike wonder. Stop up. Don't lose that imagination. That's all.